dig, Stig. Du tager bare over, ikke?
Thank you very much. I will start with a little presentation, and be warned, it might be a bit boring, because as the kind lady said, I'll be holding my breath throughout this entire presentation. If you get too bored, please join me and hold your breath. Starts with our first breath, and it ends with our last. In one lifetime, we breathe 1 billion times. Each day, that is 30,000 times. So we will be talking about what breathing, and especially breath holding, can do to improve our daily life. Please also, do not attempt to hold your breath alone, underwater, and this is a serious matter. If you want to hold your breath, it's fine. Do it on dry land. Then it's absolutely safe. Okay, a little bit about my background. I was a curious child, very adventurous, and I've kept that playfulness inside. Today I am a 4 times world champion freediver. I have finished my master's degree in biology, and I also did a PhD in medicine to support my hobby, which is obviously freediving. So that's a little bit about the background. And, well, now I must say that I'm very thankful for a good life that I've enjoyed. I have traveled around the world. I have met inspiring people that have taught me about different walks of life. And I've discovered paradise on our beautiful planet over and over again. All due to my interest in nature and freediving, and because we live in a country where we're allowed and have the opportunity to travel. Now my life evolves around nature, sports, and, as you might guessed, water. So I want to hold my breath as long as possible in order to stay underwater and discover all the beauty that's in the deep sea. Freediving is my true passion. I think it's my calling of life. It's my calling to go underwater and explore not only the animals, but especially myself in order to understand myself and other people. And I know people call it an extreme sport. I don't consider it extreme, but I think it's important and necessary to go to extremes and train in extreme environments in order to understand ourselves. And this might provide help for other people that really need the help. Now let's do a little exercise. I call them office exercises because we are office people. We are not built sitting 14 hours a day in front of our computer. We are built to throw a spear and to climb trees, to catch animals and to survive. So when we sit and hunch our back and close our heart and our chest, we forget to breathe. So please stand up and join me with a very basic exercise. The exercise is simple. You can do it in the morning, you can do it at the office, you can even do it before you go to bed. All you have to do is coordinate your breathing with your movement, okay? So we inhale, get the chest open, open the heart, push the shoulders back, and we exhale. And feel those big muscles in the shoulders and the neck relax. And one more time. And exhale. One hand in the air, inhale, and as you exhale, push even further. Get the heels into the ground and stretch and touch the sky. Inhale again, and exhale, and push. And the same with the other arm. Inhale, and relax and let go when you exhale. And one last time. Okay, thank you. Sit down again, please. Now we opened the chest. We opened our hearts. I hope you feel a little bit better, not falling asleep. And we have opened also the shoulders and the neck. All the muscles here in the back that are often tense, that cause pain, back pains, and so forth. Now we have to move to the real engine of our breathing, the diaphragm. The diaphragm is something that shares, it comparts our body in the lungs and in all the soft intestines. So we have a small exercise, just sit up straight. Good. And it's a very short exercise, so you exhale slowly and you lift the diaphragm. Then we start from the right side, slowly go to the left. Change direction, keep going, don't laugh. Okay. And you change the direction, you have the homogeneity, yin-yang, then you move down a little bit. Go to the bottom of the diaphragm. Left, right, equilibrium. Okay? So, let's repeat. No, okay, I'm kidding. But there are many wonderful things we can do when we train our body. For the last 15 years or so, I've been involved in a lot of different experiments. Clever doctors have scanned my brain, they have looked at my lungs, my heart, my spleen. And all of this is, of course, to improve our sports performance, but also to help people that really need the help. Also, I feel a welcoming open-mindedness in the scientific society, and this is much needed. That means they take positive thinking and breathing exercises into the state-of-the-art normal treatment. Now I will do a little talk on the scientific side, so not to bore you too much and give you something to do, please do this breathing exercise. It's called pranayama. It is the king of yoga breathing. Prana is the life force and yam is control or regulation. So just exhale while you listen to my talk, twice as long as you inhale, okay? So slow exhalation. These are the bare facts, okay? Lung volume and longevity. As you can see here, age, the older we get, the smaller our lungs become. There's a degeneration. So we also become less energetic and we lose the power. Now, contrary to what you have learned or read in the books, lungs can be trained. When I was at my peak state, I had 14.01 liters lung capacity. And we do packing in freediving to expand our lung beyond vital capacity. So these are the beautiful lungs that I'm talking about. You all have two of them. The left one is a bit smaller because the heart takes up some room. But these are basically what our system needs to breathe, to get the oxygen into the blood and to expel the waste products from our body. This is the rib cage, and here you see the heart. I mentioned it takes up a little bit of space, so there's a little bit smaller lung on the left side. But we need to train all the muscles around the rib cage, and we need to know how we can make it more flexible and how we can make it work. Here I put them together. So we work with the lungs, but we also work with everything around it, as you just did in the exercise. So we need to be flexible in the chest, in the back, and especially in the diaphragm. It's very important to understand how the human breath functions. The inhalation is active. It takes energy to pull down the diaphragm and to open the muscles, the intercostal muscles between the ribs. But when we exhale, it's passive. So this is the key to relaxation. You must understand that the exhalation is very important. Here we see the nervous system that is working to make us relax. It's called parasympathetic part of the nervous system. It starts in the brain stem, where we control our breathing, and it makes you relax, makes you rest and digest. Now, why should we do all this underwater breath holding? It seems a bit strange, a bit odd. Well, I will give you some good reasons. We all have small dolphins inside. We have an inner dolphin. It's called the mammalian diving response. And when we go underwater, when we hold our breath, a certain set of reflexes start. Our heart rate becomes lower. Our brain changes its way of working. And in general, we become a little sea mammal. Now, we also share it with the land mammals. So this Swedish pig is holding his breath here for about 1 minute. So it's something we share with all terrestrial and oceanic animals. Now there are a lot of changes occurring. This is the blood, and after 7 minutes it's quite dark, but some good things happen. we produce more red blood cells when we hold our breath. This is a long-term and short-term effect. So it can help also in health and sickness. Here you see the breath control tower in the middle of the brainstem. And yes, big ears, big nose, that's me over there. And this is where the breath is controlled, so it's in our mind. Now when I train people, I put them underwater. And I make a kind of underwater meditation, because when you're forced underwater and you cannot breathe, you meet your true self. I honestly believe that it's the best way of self-therapy and discovery of who you really are and what your needs or passions are in life. In the old text, they say that the mind masters the senses and the breath masters the mind. It's from Hatha Yoga Pradipika, the old Indian scriptures. And I think it's very true that when we control our breathing, we can get a gateway to control our mind. So this is the idea of breathing and yoga. It's a way to control our busy mind. Now there's something else very interesting happening. These are free-diving brains, and they're compared to normal brains, as I used to say, but normal non-free-diving brains. And what we see is in the thalamus, in the region in the center of the brain that controls messages to the rest of the brain, and also in the breathing center here, there are some changes. So something seems to be different or have changed in the brain when we hold our breath compared to when we just walk around. So there seems to be a lot of plasticity from meditation and breath holding. Now we are clever animals, and a few other animals such as dolphins and a few others can control the breathing. And I'll show you a little story now how breathing and positive thinking can change and help when it's most needed.
Den bedring, der så sidenhen er kommet, den er indtruffet undervejs med træning, og så formentlig også en spontan regeneration. Og der har Morten altså udviklet sig helt formidabelt og blevet i virkeligheden meget bedre, end vi umiddelbart troede, at han kunne blive.
På et hav af forskellige prøver, der har taget alle mulige eksotiske virus, og de er negative alle sammen. West Nile virus og alle mulige mærkelige virus.
Bare ikke have taget for meget selvfølgelig. Så er det med det. Bag skuldrene i nakken, når du laver den her. Ja, ud. Sådan en der. Du vil lige se, hvor lang tid du har været her i dag. Jeg har været her 7 uger. Præcis. Ja, fungerer fint. Tak skal du have. Kommer fodboldspilleren op i ham. Ja, den er god den der. Now Morten helped me more than 10 years ago to reach my dreams and becoming a world champion. Please, Morten, come and give me a hug.
Thank you.
Thank you. Oh yeah, I made the breath hold, the Guinness World Record attempt in a shark tank so that the children could see that sharks are not killing animals, and also that they did not get too bored looking at me sleeping for 20 minutes. Now you see the contractions have begun. My body has produced high amounts of carbon dioxide. The diaphragm starts pumping and basically my body starts to wanting to breathe. But in my mind, of course, I'm absolutely determined not to breathe. I wanted to be the first person to break 20 minutes. So let's see. I like to challenge myself, but not just for the challenge itself, also to demonstrate or to make a metaphor for other people that are challenged in their daily life, maybe have stress in their job, maybe have other situations that give them large amounts of stress. So I did a little bit of cheating, and I can tell you only because I'm amongst friends that I did a little warm-up before the world record attempt of holding my breath. So I warmed up by going in a frozen lake, and we cut a hole in the ice, thick ice, with a chainsaw. And 3 weeks before my attempt in the shark tank, I jumped in the ice-cold water in Denmark, beautiful winter day, and I did another Guinness World Record swimming under the ice. And as I said, this is as much to demonstrate that you can go beyond the pain, and you can control your mind, and also maybe the stress that some people would feel under ice in 0-degree water. And in Speedos and no swimming cap, it's not allowed according to the regulations of Guinness Book of Records. So it was another example of testing myself and trying to regulate my mind, my body, and maybe most of all to listen to my soul, to my passion for breath hold freediving. I've created a concept during the last many years called Breatheology. It basically means the science of breathing. And as I hope you all will understand after listening to my little lecture today, breathing is much more than just breathing. In Danish we have a beautiful word called åndedræt. It means moving or dragging or regulating the spirit. So in English, breathing is just breathing. It's almost stressful, but in Danish or in the Nordic language we have this word meaning that we both breathe and we hold our breath. So breatheology is the science of breathing, breath holding, and everything in between, and maybe beyond. So what I've done is taken my interest in ancient wisdom, my travels to India, my masters that have taught me about the philosophy of India. I've paired that with modern high-tech science and the research I've done and that I've read and that I've met clever doctors around the world. They have performed wonderful studies. And I've merged those two. I try to gap the ancient with the future. And I do that in peak performance in freediving. So it's like my little lab. I take my body and my mind and I jump in the water and I see what happens. And basically what is so great about freediving compared to our thirst of numbers and rigid structure is that we can measure freediving. How long time can you hold your breath? How deep can you go in a single breath of air and how far? So it's very easy to measure. Now, I want to invite you all on this little journey that I've done, both in freediving, but it's also the basic journey in yoga. You start with your body, okay? You're primitive. You train, you try to become stronger, but you can only become so strong. Then you move into your mind. You use the wonderful mind and the capacity and the power of positive thinking, and then you also find some limitations. Then you find the real power and the true self inside. When you search the soul, you can also call it the divinity within yourself, God, nature. You can call it whatever you like, but it's something that's beyond your mind and beyond your body. So this is a journey I would invite you to join, because the true power or the true dreams, they are really within ourselves. And when we do breathing and listen to our inner feelings, then we can do anything. For example, try to hold our breath for 20 minutes, but I'm sure you have better things to do. But any dream that you have, really try to listen. Try to breathe and sense that inner passion. If you do breath holding, as I did, it's a good way because you calm your mind and you have time to listen. Now we're getting closer. I'm fighting a little bit here, but I still try to be water, my friend. I try to be soft. And I watched Mr. David Blaine's record attempt, this American magician who did a wonderful record of 17 minutes and 4 seconds 2 years ago on the Oprah show. But he talks so much about the pain. And he talks about how he was thinking he had a heart attack and he was sure he was going to die. I can only tell you that I have a very different approach. I really try to be soft, and I try to listen to my love of passion and water and all the people that have helped me and all the positive things. So that's what I think about when I stay underwater.
Flot. Træk vejret. Træk vejret. Træk vejret. Træk vejret.
Hold kæft, det er vildt, mand. Hvordan har du det?
Jeg har det fint.
New World Record.
Thank you. Tak for det.
Thank you very much for your attention and your time. Thank you everybody out in the world listening. And thank you not least for the organizers of this TEDx conference who made this wonderful day possible for all of us. And last but not least, I hope that I've poked your curiosity and I have awakened your interest in breathing and breath holding. And please share the message with people around you that you love. And you can start breathing now. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Stig. It was a pleasure. Thank you.